Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Mr. Attitude 316. I'm back on YouTube. This is my third consecutive video. You might be thinking, well, you've been making a lot of videos lately. Well, that's because I want to make up for the absence my absence from YouTube. So, I'll be making videos every day until next week. Starting next week, I'm gonna slow it down a bit. But anyways, today was my own. I made a video. I'm making a video. Sorry, on my own concept. That basically intrigued me, and as you can see, I have my iPad here, in order to like, give me the list of what I'm about to show you or what I'm about to tell you. And simply judging by the title, this is a video on my top 10 favorite moments as a WWE fan. Not wrestling fan, not TNA fan, not ROH fan, WWE. Alright? And before I want to say a few words, I just want to remind you guys, well, I just want to recap or give a little bit of information about myself. I've been a wrestling fan since the year 2001 at the age of 6, and I've been watching other old VHS tapes that my family members have had over the past decades, and I've watched them to get a little knowledge about it. I was a very clever kid at the time. I wasn't into cartoons, or I was, but I was not like a typical kid who liked to collect cars and cards and too many toys and dolls and all that crap. My childhood was more involved with wrestling since 2001. I've been watching Raw and SmackDown since then. I've been watching the near end of the Attitude Era, and watching the WWF evolve into the WWE, and how things started shifting towards the PG era a few years afterwards. So today I'm sitting here gonna be talking to you guys about my personal favorite moments as a fan. Alright, so if you see most of the moments being presenting from the Attitude Era or near the time period I've been a fan, well, that's the reason why. And remember, this is just my opinion, not a fact, just opinion. Alright, enough of this wasting this time, and let's go on with the list. Now, this is my top 10 favorite moments in the WWE of all time. So, as a fan. So, going on to number 10, recently happened, I believe, a year and a half ago. Yep, I basically spoil it for you by wearing this t-shirt. CM Punk's infamous rant, basically it was a rant, or a pipe bomb on June 27, 2011. What a great event. That was the first time in a while we saw a promo that consisted of pure thought, it was all true what CM Punk was saying. How Vince McMahon is just a billionaire who is just a millionaire who could be a billionaire. Sorry, my eyes itching. And how Vince McMahon surrounds himself with all these yes men. Guys like John Laurinaitis, or he gave an example of. Hold on, my eyes really itchy. Alright, and guys like John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, a bunch of baby faces who were superheroes like Superman, and they were the best in the world when they weren't. Guys like CM Punk were. So he basically let out every single emotion that the fans were going through. And I'm not talking about regular fans, I'm talking about fans who witnessed the Attitude Era, fans who believed in the Attitude Era, believed in the WWE back in the days, and have lost faith in it because of the product it has produced for us. So, really, CM Punk basically grabbed the microphone, and even though it was him talking, it felt like we were all saying what we wanted to say over the past years, and it was beautiful. I remember as a fan watching this on Raw, literally my jaws dropped. Couldn't believe this happened, and couldn't wait for the next night on Raw. The next week episode. And I never felt this before since 2000, maybe 5. So that's impressive. So yeah, that's my number 10. Number 9. Now this moment is not, like, in my opinion, it's my number 9th favorite moment. But like in general, this is probably the most important moment in wrestling history, not just WWE, but in wrestling history. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. Now, I was not a fan back in the 80s because I wasn't even born at the time, but I can just imagine what the fans were going through. I mean, it's kind of the same moment where Jimmy the Superfly Snuka jumped off a steel cage onto Don Morocco back in '83 in Madison Square Garden. It's just like that because it's something the fans did not get to see. I mean, they've seen guys like Ultimate Warrior do some similar stunts. Today we see guys like John Cena, Ryback, and Kane. These big athletes, doing some of the new stunts that we're kind of used to because we've already seen it. But back in the '80s, Hulk Hogan did the unthinkable. He did something that no one ever thought he could ever do. As big as he is, no one has ever thought he was going to body slam a guy like Andre the Giant, 7 feet tall, over 500 pounds. He was a giant. I believe he was even bigger than the Big Show. So, just picture a guy like Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant in front of the whole crowd. The crowd was going nuts. And that moment literally signified what WrestleMania was all about. Innovations. They innovated Hulk Hogan's career from then on. People say that Hulk Hogan's career started when he beat Iron Sheik for the WWE title for the first time. In my opinion, once he body slammed Andre the Giant, his career skyrocketed right there from onwards. So, gotta be the most important moment of all time, but it's my number 9 favorite moment of all time. Going on to number 8. Now this moment doesn't seem that significant to most people. In my opinion, it is because I remember watching this as a kid. It was on SmackDown in 2003. I watched this and literally my jaws dropped. And I was shocked as hell. And this moment is Brock Lesnar superplexing the Big Show from the top rope. Just like Hulk Hogan's moment, I never ever would have experienced, I never even thought I would experience this, let alone twice. It was amazing. I remember watching this as a kid, watching the whole ring collapse. I literally was shocked. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was amazing. Brock Lesnar, one of my favorite superstars of all time, superplexed the Big Show from the top rope, and the whole ring collapsed. Now, similar experience happened with the Big Show, where Big Show chokeslammed The Undertaker. However, the difference was, Undertaker fell through the ring. The whole ring was fine. It was just a little spot in the ring that just broke. But this moment with Brock Lesnar involved, the whole entire ring collapsed. I remember the referee falling. I remember the crowd going nuts. Literally, as a kid, I thought I saw Superman with my own eyes. It was amazing. I literally loved that moment. And now these days, whenever I watch it on DVD, I just remember the time when I was jumping off the couch, thinking to myself, holy shit, is this for real? I thought I was dreaming or something, but it was just a great moment. Anyways, enough time wasting. Number 7, this one, you guys know that I'm a Stone Cold fanatic, and you guys know for sure that I have this moment on my list. June 23rd, 1996, Stone Cold Steve Austin gives his King of the Ring victory speech. Oh my God. Literally, at the time, Stone Cold was nothing. After that speech, he became one of the biggest stars in WWE at the time. It was just amazing. His career, in my opinion, began to skyrocket right from that moment. From the moment he finally said those words that Austin 3:16 says, "I'm gonna whip your ass," and all that stuff that he said. Literally, the fans took it, absorbed it, and that's when Stone Cold's success began. Because in WCW, he had tremendous matches with his tag team partner, Brian Pillman. ECW had tremendous promos. But his success never started from there because, he was just an ordinary star. He was just like an ordinary Cody Rhodes or an ordinary R-Truth. But at King of the Ring 96, he finally showed the whole world what he really made of. And that was impressive. Stone Cold is by far my favorite superstar of all time. And I'm proud to say that this event is on my top 10 favorite moments of all time. Alright. Number 6 also involves Stone Cold, but this one you probably would never have expected me to put on the list because not many people know this. It is Stone Cold turning heel in 2001 and joining the Alliance. Now, I'm not talking about him turning heel at WrestleMania 17. The thing is, WWE had a problem, or at the time, WWF had a problem. They turned Stone Cold heel at WrestleMania 17, but the thing was, people still loved Stone Cold. So what did they do? They somewhat put him as a temporary babyface when WWF needed Stone Cold in order to take down Alliance, at the time the combination of ECW and WCW, led by Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon, who were taking over the WWF and, trying to rule it. So they needed Stone Cold Steve Austin for the victory at Invasion. And all of a sudden, Stone Cold turns heel again, turns on Kurt Angle, turns on the whole WWF roster, and turns on the fans. That is when the fans despised Stone Cold. They hated him. They literally felt pissed off. And I can tell you why. I knew why they felt this way because I was one of those fans. You see, when he turned heel at WrestleMania 17, I didn't bother. I was happy. I didn't even care. Even though I was 6 years old, I really didn't even care. I did not care if he turned heel or if he was face. I admired Stone Cold no matter what. But when he turned on Vince McMahon and the WWF, that's when it slapped me right in the face, and I was pissed. I was so pissed. I remember cursing about Stone Cold. Now picture a 6-year-old cursing. I was like, F Stone Cold, F him, go to hell, he's full of shit. Oh my God. Ask my parents, they would get pissed off because they were like, why is my son swearing at the TV? So literally it was a great moment for me to watch today because it just reminds me of the great times I've had as a kid. So tremendous moment in my opinion. So anyways, number 5. Yeah, that was quick. Alright, number 5. Now this moment is a great moment during the Attitude Era. It was the debut of Y2J, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is an amazing athlete, amazing entertainer, amazing professional wrestler. He's good at everything you give him. You give him the microphone, he's good at it. You let him have time in the ring, he will do everything which will satisfy the fans. He literally became my role model since I was a kid. Back in the Attitude Era, Chris Jericho was one of my favorite wrestlers. Not because he won or lost of this and that. It was because of the entertainment factor I've gotten from him. I was entertained by his matches with guys like Chris Benoit, guys like Eddie Guerrero, guys like Kurt Angle, guys like Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, The Big Show, Shane McMahon. The list goes on and on. Chris Jericho never had a bad match back in the Attitude Era. And look at him today. He's accomplished so much. But what began this whole thing? His debut in the WWE. His debut in WWE was very important. because they've been they've been promoting his debut for a long ass time. And I remember, you know, one of my friends who's a lot older than me told me that he's been waiting anxiously for this moment because he knew once he saw the promo that it was Chris Jericho. So like, you know, it's just a great moment. I mean, if only I was a fan even back in the mid and late 90s. I mean, at the time I was just a 3-4 year old kid, so I wouldn't be able to watch wrestling. But I wish I was, because I wanted to feel the same feelings that the fans have felt witnessing the appearance of Chris Jericho. Alright, make this video a little bit more quicker. Number 4 is WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero celebration. This moment was amazing. I mean, when I first saw WrestleMania 20 on pay-per-view, I saw Chris Benoit make Triple H tap out, which, by the way, made me shit myself, because I never knew Chris Benoit would ever be the world champion. And as a Chris Benoit fan, literally, I was so happy. I was smiling from ear to ear. I just, words couldn't describe how much grateful I was. You know, watching Chris Benoit become the world champion. And no, the best part was watching another one of my childhood favorite superstars of all time, Eddie Guerrero, walk in the ring with a WWE title. And while Chris Benoit had the World Heavyweight title, they both hug each other. They both cry. They both smile. They both are happy. And they both raise their hands together and celebrate at the end of WrestleMania 20. Now, that, in my opinion, was the best conclusion ever in WrestleMania history. In WrestleMania history, that was the best conclusion ever, because it concluded WrestleMania 20 solidly, if that's even a word, solidly. But anyways, it concluded it, and it solidified their careers. Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero became legends that night. And I mean, just looking at that footage today, it's just so shocking and so scary how both of them are gone from us. I mean, as we speak, as we watch the moment Eddie and Benoit are celebrating in the middle of the ring, we come to reality and we remember that they're both gone. But they left us this moment for us to enjoy. And no matter what Chris Benoit has done, you have to admit, as a wrestling fan, that moment was just, you know, words cannot describe. It was just a type of picture that was worth 1,000 words. So yeah, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero celebrating for their victories at WrestleMania 20 was just amazing. Alright, number 3. Now we're on my top 3, guys. Number 3, this moment literally made me shit myself, because it was the scariest moment I've ever seen in WWE history. And that was Kane's unmasking in 2003. Holy shit. Oh, I remember Kane used to wear the mask every single night he wrestled, and I've been used to it. Then, you know, all of a sudden, coming to Raw of 2003, he has a match with Triple H in which if he loses, he must unmask. I knew from there, I was like, Kane's going to win, that is that. Triple H, I'm sorry, you're going to lose. Triple H wins, I'm like, oh, snap. Well, what are they going to do? Then I see Rob Van Dam come in the ring, who was also one of my childhood hero. And, you know, he's like talking to Kane, trying to console him, this and that. But then all of a sudden, Kane rips the mask off of his face, and it takes a long time. There's a lot of suspense involved in this and that. When he takes his mask off and he looks down, you don't see his face, but you see the back of his head. Literally, my heart was racing. My heart was pumping so fast. Then he turns around, gives Rob Van Dam the scariest, the eeriest look I've ever seen in my life, and chokeslams RVD. Holy crap, it scared me. I was a huge fan of Kane, but by that time, I was scared of him. I couldn't stand looking at him, and not because of his ugliness, that the cool segment they've been playing with Kane. It's because of the great portraying of a monster that the WWE did. They did a beautiful job making Kane look like a monster. I thought that was missing from Kane's career because Kane's been goofing around, in my opinion, when during the Attitude Era. I mean, he was not goofing around, but he kind of like transformed into a monster, from a monster into a human being when he had relationships with Tori, and he's been tag teaming with RVD, and he was like once he like cut open half of his mask when his nose and mouth was exposed, then he looked more of a human being, and it didn't really make him look like a monster, but once he unmasked, he looked like a monster. So great moment. Anyways, my number 2. Now this one you obviously know because if you watch my OMG Top 50 Incident in the WWE History DVD review, you would know this moment's also really good in my opinion. It is Taker throwing Mankind off the Hell in a Cell cage back in King of the Ring 1998. Now, I didn't take pride on seeing Mankind suffer or Mick Foley suffer. It's actually the total opposite. I was scared as hell when I saw Mick Foley fall off the fall off the Hell in a Cell cage onto the announce table. Literally, I thought he died. I literally thought he died watching the tape. Then, this made me respect Mick Foley so much. There are so many reasons why people should respect Mick Foley, but this is the number one reason. He comes back into the ring. No, better yet, he comes back to climb up the cage. That is what you call a man with guts, a man with respect, dignity, and a man with balls. You hear me, PG pieces of shit wrestlers today? That is what you call a man with balls. Look into it. Alright, so anyways, what I'm trying to say is, Mick Foley climbs up the cage, and what happens? Undertaker sends him straight to hell. Chokeslams him through the roof of the cage, and bam! Mick Foley's body hits the canvas. Holy crap. That moment, I was like, Mick Foley, you're gone. Just stay down. Just please, if you have the strength to get back up, just please stay down, because I don't want you to die. Oh, God, it was just an amazing moment, and Undertaker beat Mick Foley. Just an amazing Attitude Era moment, because I just remember the fans' reaction literally made this match look 10 times better, because the match itself was not that long compared to most Hell in a Cell matches, which last for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, even 35 minutes. But this match itself, just because of those 2 moments in that match, made this whole match a 5-star. Alright, now going on to my number 1 favorite moment of all time. This is my favorite moment of all time. Maybe it's not yours, maybe it is. Let me know and comment below. My favorite moment of all time is none other than Mike Tyson standing 2 feet away from Stone Cold Steve Austin on Raw. The night after Royal Rumble, when Stone Cold comes into the ring and tries to tell Mike Tyson what he thinks and what he knows about Mike Tyson. And that was when both Mike Tyson and Stone Cold stepped face to face, and hell was raised. You have all the other people coming down the ring trying to separate them. Oh my God, it was just amazing. Vince McMahon was involved, Shane McMahon, all the bodyguards from Mike Tyson, the referees, this and that. Amazing moment, because the thing, you see, people often say, well, how about the moment when Brock Lesnar and Cena had the same experience? Well, the thing is, there's many differences between those two. One, Stone Cold and Mike Tyson made it realistic. They made it so real. You can tell from Stone Cold's tone, you can tell from his eyes, you can tell from his physical appearance that he damn hated Mike Tyson. And they literally looked like they were going to kill each other. John Cena or Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, John Cena is coming in the ring with a smile, coming down the ring, saluting the fans, and then all of a sudden, just one slap in the face, Brock Lesnar takes him down and just beats the crap out of him. That is not how you do it. And then what makes it even worse in that moment was when you had at least 30 to 40 superstars and other employees of the WWE come into the ring and try to separate. Now, let me ask you one thing. 30 to 40 people, not just people, but people who have strong muscles like the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, guys like Sheamus, Wade Barrett, or you know, The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Goldust, even Bill DeMott. When you have those guys in the middle of the ring trying to separate these guys, but no, these two guys, these two human beings, these two of these people break 30 and 40 people and they keep fighting. That is the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. But I liked how they tried to, they tried their best to recreate the moment. But that just shows you cannot recreate or resurrect perfection. Perfection will never be repeated. Stone Cold and Mike Tyson produced perfection at the time. Brock Lesnar and John Cena fucked with it. Anyways, guys, that's basically it. That's my top 10 favorite moments of all time, and it took a long ass time to tell you guys what my favorite moments were because I felt really connected to you guys. I felt like this topic was probably my favorite topic to discuss, and I'm just glad that I got it out to the YWC. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm so sorry that it took me so long to make this video, and I hope it didn't consume too much of your time. But I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And there's a new method I'm going to be using that a YouTuber, advised me to do, or like asked me to do, and it's basically me telling you guys 3 DVDs that I randomly choose from my collection, and you guys can pick the best one that I would like to review the next days or so. Alright? So here are the 3 DVDs I would give you guys to choose for a review, for a possible review on the next video. It's either A, the Attitude Era DVD that came out recently, B, I have no idea. I actually wanted to do the Attitude Era DVD review because I am Mr. Attitude Era 316. So you know what? The next day I'm going to be doing an Attitude Era DVD review. The next time I'll choose 3 random DVDs. You guys vote on which one you want me to review, and that's when we'll start. Alright? That's all for now, guys. See you guys next time. Peace.